All right, happy Thursday to everybody. This is Mr. Baker. We are going to be doing an activity today. So on your desk today, you should have your assignment from yesterday, which was lesson 6.2 on percent proportions, and you are to have the worksheet out on your desk. You should have a calculator today, and we will get started. So I want to remind you that you guys are going to be you have IXL that's also due on Monday, so you have your 2 IXL skills. Should be pretty quick and easy, so you should get a jump start on those as well. All right, so your homework from yesterday, you should have inputted this into Big Ideas. It should already be submitted, and you can see highlighted the answers, and in particular with the Big Ideas assignment, you had to input not only the answer for numbers 5 through 13, but you also need to finish the proportion. So they were looking for the second half of the proportion that was on the opposite side of where the percent was out of 100. So remember, the big idea from yesterday is we have a proportion, and it's going to be A over W equals P over 100, and the A, the easy word is, that's the part or the amount. The of is your whole, and the P is your percent, and all percents are out of 100. So when you set those up, you're looking for those key words, and as you're looking at your each problem, highlighting in particular, of is 25, is 12. You can quickly spot those. 14 is, 56 of. When you see a percent, those are easy to spot. So 25%. 9 is. So look for those keywords. That tells you where in the proportion the numbers are supposed to be. All right, the second half of the assignment down below, 9 through 13. I'm not going to go ahead and read through all of these. You can kind of pause and take a look at them, and you should already have been able to check your answers. However, number 13, I had numerous students in my class have the correct answer, but then got the wrong answer because they did all this nice, pretty work. They set the proportion up correctly. The whole was 32. So when you're dealing with a story problem, you're looking for, is this the whole? And now, this is the easy way to kind of go through this. This is the percent that the students completed, which makes this the amount. The A, since you're trying to find that, this is the amount that you've completed. So when you finish this question, the 24 is the number you completed, but the question says, how many do you have left to complete? Well, if there's a total of 32, you need to take away the 24 that you've already done, and you're left with 8. So that was a tricky question for many of you, but once again, you only needed a 70%, so if you got that one wrong, you still had a 70% or better on your assignment. Okay, so now what we are going to do is take a quick look, and let's just practice. I'm going to have in my class us practice. So on the back, flip your paper over from last night, and let's practice. Let's do a couple more questions, just make sure we set these up correctly. So once again, as we do these, we're going to go A, and then W percent over 100, and this is your is, this is your of, and this is your percent, obviously over 100, which is our letter P. Now, as I look at this one, then 100 goes on the bottom. 20% is the easy thing to spot. So it says, what is 20% of 50? So percent is easy to find. That's going to be over 100. Drop the percent symbol. The of is your 50. So of would go down here on the bottom. And we're missing the is this time, which is our A. So we go ahead and we're going to set this up and do our cross products. And so we have 100A equals, and you're going to end up having 10 times, that's, or 5 times 2 is 10, and bring your 2 zeros over, divide by 100, and so A would equal 10. So 10 is 20% of your 50. If we go ahead and set up the next one and give this one a shot, we're going to put 100 here. We're going to go ahead and look for those key words, and we see our is, we see our of, but I see no percent symbol, so that tells me what percent. Well, that is what we're missing. We're missing the percent. 25 is, or 25 is equal to, so this is my part, this is my A, and of is 80. And so we go ahead and we're going to go ahead and multiply, and we get 2,500 equals 80p. And then you go ahead and take your calculator, and you're going to divide by 80. And so as you go ahead and divide your 2,500 by 80, you get the percent is 31.25%. Or another way of saying it would be 31 1/4%. As your answer. So you're going to be doing more of these questions for practice tonight on your homework as a quizzes, but we are going to first do an activity. So what I need you to do, and might need to pause this video in Mrs. Kern's class, or you are going to go to Canvas, and then you are going to go to where you normally look. Now yours is going to look different. This is mine. But on Canvas, you're going to go to your normal module, and you're going to find where it says Desmos activity. And you need to find your correct period number and click on it. Click on it. For my class, if I'm in period 1, I'm going to click on the Desmos activity, click on period 1. Okay? So take a moment, everybody get there. Go ahead and pause this video until people get to the Desmos activity, click on that, and then do not go any further. Okay, once you're in the Desmos activity, you should come to this screen. We are not going to log in with Google or sign in with Desmos. What you're going to do is you're going to click in without signing in. You're going to click continue without signing in. You're then going to get to this screen that says enter your names, and you can go ahead and just put your first and last name. I am fine with whichever order, it doesn't really matter. So first and last name, and then you're going to click go. That is going to take you to the activity. Now, this activity can be miserable for some because the screen pops up like this on your iPad. And so what we need to do is I need you, it's so jumbled, and the directions say match the fraction and the percent and the number line. So you're getting them into groups of 3 is what you're trying to do. But right now, they're so clumped up, you would have a very difficult time. So what I want you to do is I want you to click on the little a and the big A up in Safari, and once you've clicked on that, you're going to click on the little a so that you can zoom out. So you can zoom out so that things become smaller as opposed to larger. And I brought mine all the way down to 50. By bringing it down to 50, you can now see that all of these tiles are separated, okay? And what your job is you're supposed to be looking to find, so for example, once you're here, and then you're going to drag them, you're going to find a number line. So for example, this is a fairly easy number line to look at. If I zoom in on this one, and I count, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is out of 8, and if I count, this is 4 lines over, so it's 4 over 8, which is the same as 1/2. So I am looking for the fraction that is 1/2, and so I actually see it here, and I would drag it over and put it on top of it. Then I'm also going to look for the percent. Well, 1/2 as a decimal, top divided by bottom is 0.5, and then I would look for, move the decimal to the right 2, would give me 50%. So let me demonstrate that. I'll jump over to the actual one so you can see how big and ugly this is, and it's really tough to kind of move things around, and then you'll get really annoyed because things get clumped together that aren't supposed to be clumped together. So if I minimize this down to like 50%, you can see that everything gets clumped or spread out now. And now I can separate these because these aren't correct. There is my 1/2 that we just talked about, okay? And so that is the same as 1/2. I got to find the 1/2 fraction. There's the 1/2 fraction. I clump that. And then I find the 50% because 1/2 is the same as 0.5. And now that is a group of 3. I can put that to the side. If you want, you can shrink it down so you can see that I got a group of 3 there so you can get out of the way. But you can move that out of the way. You don't want to get into a group of 4. All right? And so what you really have to pay attention to is you want to count, your little lines. That one right there, this one's a little bit tricky, so you got to, count those lines, makes it a little bit more challenging. So you want to change this to the fraction. Once you've got it as a fraction, then you can divide to get it to be the decimal and make it the percent, okay? then you're going to get to slide number 2. Once you get to slide number 2, instead of number lines, you now have fractions in a visual model. And so, for example, this would be this one right here. If I'm looking at it, it'd be 1 out of 8 is shaded in. So I'm going to look for the 1/8 fraction, and I found that right here, but it's clumped with the 1/20th because it was, so you spread things out, you get it clicked so that it's blue, and now if you divide that, take your calculator, you divide 1 divided by 8, you would get 0.125. So you would search around till you find that, and now you have that one. And so now you're trying to get that. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to do the first one. And I'm going to put a time limit on these. I want you to take about 5 minutes or so on this first slide, okay? And take a look through and see how well you're doing. We'll see how long this takes you. After 5 minutes, I'm going to move everybody along to this one, okay? And then I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to try to get this one all together into your groups of 3. And then you're going to order. And so in this case, you can go back and you can make this larger by clicking on the A's, and you can see everything bigger. And then you're going to go ahead and put these in order. And so you're going to have to type them in order from least to greatest, okay? So you're going to go ahead and give that a shot. Once you're done with that, okay, once you are done with our, so you're trying to get to a groups of 3. Once again, I just showed you that. This is slide 2, get everybody an idea. Once you're done with this, then you guys are going to do a quizzes. You're going to do the quizzes. So you're going to click on the quizzes. And for my class, sorry to go back, not perfect, but you're then going to, after we've done the activity for about 15 to 20 minutes, you're going to get the rest of class to work on this quizzes. This quizzes is 20 questions long, so you're going to click on the correct class period. I would strongly recommend show your work. In my class, I'm going to give you a score out of whatever your score is out of 20. I'm going to give you can retake it. Okay. The first, I want to say 13 questions are just changing fractions to decimals and percents. And then the last 7 questions are your percent proportions, where you're doing your is over your of equals your percent out of 100. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can ask Mrs. Clark or Mr. Baker. But have a wonderful day.